Nora Joli. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, and I my message is not giving up at all, at any cost. Never give up. Go for every dream. I don't care what it is. Whatever your heart's desire, never give up. I come from a family that's not so Americanized, I should say. I literally am from two Haitian immigrants that came here with nothing in their pockets. No money, didn't speak the language. I recently just learned that my mom actually used to sleep in parks. And this was around the time of 1986 or so, pretty much around the time she was pregnant with me. And to know that she used to take out trash, sleep on floors, mopping stuff. And like I said, not knowing a lick of English. And to see this woman become a nurse, buy her own house, send two grown children to college. You know what I mean? She's one of my motivators, I should say. I moved to New York City for my dream. And my dream is to become an actress. I got a scholarship about a year and a half ago for New York Film Academy. Out of 76 others, I was one of the three that they gave out the scholarship to. And that motivated me so much to go even harder. Like, I've already done everything my parents asked me. And like I said, I'm coming from a Caribbean background where that's not really allowed. You want to be in entertainment? What? You better go be a doctor, go be a nurse, go get a real job. You trying to be on TV is not realistic. And it wasn't something they stood for. When I got the scholarship, I started classes. I was living with an old high school friend that had moved out here. He's been settled out here for about 5 years or so. I moved in with him, and we were having a good time, and he let me stay there, him and his roommate. We had a great time. And then that great time went south really quickly, to the point that I had to get kicked out. They asked me to leave, and now I'm like, what do I do? I still have to go to class. I've already paid money. They gave me the scholarship. So now my dream is being set back again. I went from sleeping on trains. I literally, there were days where I didn't even sleep. There were days where I didn't even eat. There were days where I would literally cry every single hour. Something literally drew so much emotion in me to just be like, I can't do this. Like, I was mentally broken. I looked up to one guy, he was homeless as well, and I said, I'm sorry, I don't want to be nosy, but how long have you been, in your situation? And he said, oh, I've been like this for 8 years. 8 years on the streets? That's nearly a decade, sir. He said, I know, but, I'm still here. God still wants me here. And that's one of those things that I'll never forget, because when he said, God still wants me here, despite having a roof over his head, and he seemed so confident. He wasn't, he didn't look crazy or deranged or anything. He fully sane and saying, I just don't have a home. That's about it. Like, I have everything else I need. I mean, if I need water, I'm not ashamed to ask somebody for it. And those were one of the things I was just like, if this man has been on the streets for 8 years and seems to be okay, what's my problem? I started going to the local YMCA on 14th Street, and I didn't even have a membership. I had an old membership on my key ring from Boston, and I literally used to just walk in, and I'd be like, hey, give a little flash of my card. And one day, one of the women, she was just like, oh, do you have a membership? I said, yeah. And she was like, oh, okay, can I just see the card? And I was kind of reluctant, because you're going to notice that it's expired, first of all. It's not even, And she was just like, oh, okay, I just wanted to make sure you had a card. And when I said I was so relieved, number one, I get to enjoy a nice little workout. And my main focus that day was to shower. I found a shelter in Brooklyn, and I went to the shelter. The day that I went to the shelter was one of the worst days of my life. Reason being, on the way to the shelter, Unfortunately, as I was walking there, there was a transgender male on his way to the same shelter. And unfortunately, I witnessed him getting beat up, brutally, bashed in. And to watch something like that and be like, shit, what do I do? They might beat the shit out of me. Like, I'm a girl. This was like 4 big dudes. I called the cops. They came. I got to the shelter and they brought, the transgender gentleman to the shelter as well. His wig was lopsided. His eyes were popping out. He was bruised and, busted lip. And I'm sitting there. Then over on my right, I'm looking. There's a female there that was pregnant. She was battered and abused. So I'm sitting there. What are you doing here, Nora? Not to say you don't belong here, because you don't have shelter, but you're sitting in a room full of battered women. You're sitting with, women that are drug addicts. You're sitting with a transgender gentleman that you just watched get beat up. Why are you here? Why are you here? Instantly, I couldn't hold it in. I literally had called my boyfriend at the time and I said, what the hell am I doing? Is this really worth it? And he literally was the only support that I've ever gotten in my life. That man supported me through everything that I wanted to do. So he's on the phone tearing up with me like, I understand it's hard, but you gotta do this. This is something that I know you can do. You're stronger than that. And hearing somebody say words like that to you is so encouraging, because not only are they giving you that encouragement, you're basically telling me you believe in me too. That's literally all I needed, really. Now, where am I? I work for AT&T currently. That's to support my acting stuff. I go to New York Conservatory. I am currently doing a documentary as well. I am taking up everything possible. I just recently met a couple of actresses that are in the new Netflix, Netflix show, Orange is the New Black. And I'm currently working to be on season 3. This moment where I am right now, so happy. So happy. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I didn't give up. And one of the main reasons why I didn't is because my mentor used to say, I don't want to be blatantly honest with you, but your parents are old. Point blank period. They're old. Nora, unfortunately, when God calls them home, are you still going to be on this earth trying to live for them? Or are you going to try to do something for yourself? And when he said that to me, I said, damn, you got a fucking point. Like, you got a point. I can't keep living for you guys. I love you guys to death. I do. I can't live for you guys anymore. I've shunned out the naysayers, the haters, the negative feedback. Oh, she'll never make it in New York. She'll be a bum. I've surpassed that. I did. And I'm so grateful for everybody that's helped me, for everybody that's actually said, Nora, I look up to you. Because of you, I didn't give up. I went after it. And that's all I ever would like to hear from somebody. Don't give up. Your dreams are so important. So important. And, like my aunt used to say, well, why would God give you a dream if he didn't think you could attain it? Why would he put it in your mind to even think about it? And waking up every day like, you know what? I'm going to be on a billboard in Times Square sooner or later. And that's my goal. That's one of my goals. And to say that I feel it, it's coming. And I'm just living every moment with no problems. Chasing my dream every day. I love this. I do. It's my story.